Hello, 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 hello. How are we all doing? Hope we all had a good Christmas. I'm gonna real quick just do a couple of quick announcements for today's stream. Probably only. Number one, I'm not using the wheel, I'm using Xbox controller because I'm running late as it is, and setting up the wheel will take another 5 minutes. And number two, it's gonna be the first stream. I do not sound dead. Well, thank you, Hectic Daz. It's going to be the first stream where I'm using two computers. Because I got for Christmas a little netbook that I'll be using for some background stuff. And if I need to Google something, I can use my netbook instead of shouting at my phone. That's going to be interesting and new and different. So let's, I guess, pick up where we left off, which was apparently doing logging for some reason. How you add textures to the game? I've not tried it in 19, so I can't really give you an answer. Also, my like thingy is broken and now in Russian, and I'm not entirely sure why. Can I... No, that's not what I wanted to... This properties... Can I refresh the cache? Is that gonna... Okay, that can go away then. Hello, Jimmy Does Gaming. What a nice wee break. Yeah, I intended on streaming the last 2 days, but I just didn't get out of bed. So I've been having a very nice break. Is this a new map? To you maybe, to me not so much. And to Farm Sim, not at all. It has been a thing since FS11. But if you want to download the map, there's the link in chat, because I'm actually organised and had that on my stream deck. And you can give it an old download and tell them Dave sent you. How did I like my Christmas? It was great. It was really nice and relaxing. Nice to just take a few days away from YouTube. And away from... Actually, Christmas Day I didn't go on my PC at all until like... No, I didn't go on my PC at all. And then St. Stephen's Day, aka Boxing Day, I went on, I think it was 10 or 11 o'clock before I actually got on my PC that night. So it was nice to just get away from it, you know, the source of so much of my stress, I guess, and just chill out for a bit. That said, I have some stuff that I want to do. I don't know if I want to do it later tonight, but there's some stuff that I want to do. I need to write a thing for it. For January 1st. Watching me on a 32-inch TV, very nice farming boy. How's the stream looking? My netbook is not happy with this. My netbook is not enjoying at all. Oh my god. Okay, let's just stop you doing that, because you have a very good roll netbook, but it's clearly not going to be playing the stream. Unless, of course, that is the stream lagging itself. It is not. Hey, Massey and Lewis. How you guys doing today? So what did you guys get for Christmas? Did you get anything super amazing nice? Anything that you find useful? Anything you really thought you wanted and then you got and then you realize, actually maybe not so much. Is it hard to operate the crane on the lorry? Not really. Hello, Gelgnar. Brand new e-cig? Well, that's as good as anything else, Ozzy. You got a Logitech side panel and a Lego... Oh, I want the Lego Techniclass Zerion. I really want Lego Techniclass Zerion now. Gonna have to, like, look up prices for that. And the bot has just linked the stream in Discord, because I left it open on my phone for some reason. They've stopped making it. Where's this map based? I don't know, actually. If Cavalier Roy comes in, you can ask him. He'll probably know the best. It's based on... I say based on... It is basically the old newbie farm, just renamed. It's about £200. I cannot afford it. How am I doing? I'm doing good, Peter. How are you doing, dude? Got a chocolate with cookie and orange bits. Christmas. That sounds interesting. I've just realised I got like a huge Ferrero Rocher, which I know is filled with smaller, like actual size Ferrero Rochers for Christmas, and I haven't opened it yet. Oh boy, I am going to be very fat this new year. "2019 is going to be the year of Fat Dave." As if Dave is not fat enough already. Now, 2019 is going to be the year of Dave actually trying to lose weight. He was in Landy's stream yesterday. I'm not everywhere. I actually go into very few streams. This map is wherever you want it to be. Best place for a map to be based. I'm getting good at this logging lark. Stronghold Crusader 2. I've heard of that game. Why have I heard of that game? I bought myself a Christmas present as well. I bought myself a new plane on X-Plane. Bought a Beechcraft Baron, no, not a Beechcraft Baron, I apologise, Beech King Air 200. For those of you that don't know, I've replaced FSX now. I've replaced my old flight sim with X-Plane. And I do not regret that decision one bit, because I've just installed just last night installed Reshade into X-Plane. And oh boy, is it very good. See, I just said I got used to the logging thing, and then I do this. Okay, how That's not too screwed up. If I were to somehow grab this log here. Nope. This log here. Okay, now it's properly screwed up. If I grab this log here at the very end of it, like this, and wiggle it about, now I can just move it over here. Drop it on the ground, because I'm not going to be able to pick it up that way. You had an RC John Deere and Chrome Rig and malfunctioned. Oh no! Sending it back to Siku. Well, at least Siku will be able to fix it, hopefully. Well, you'd hope they would. Considering they made it. Good Christmas? Yeah, honestly, like, the highlight for me was just taking time away from my computer, because I've been on my computer way too much. A bit like tossing the caber. I mean, you could possibly do caber tossing in FS19, I've just realised. Because all the people, like, complaining about the game, one thing that I really have noticed is the logging physics. Somebody said they're just as bad as ever. I think they're vastly improved. I can't even remember who said the logging physics were as derpy as ever, but they're vastly improved from what they used to be. Like, sure, the crane controls are still a bit dodgy, but that might just be user error. I say as I ping a log off. Hey GD, how are you today? We're doing good. How are you doing, dude? Got a much needed break. Yeah, you need a break every now and then. I mean, I'd intended on streaming the last 2 days, but I've been sitting in bed or lying in bed, just relaxing instead. Which I shouldn't have been, but yeah. Thanks for the advice of the bullying last stream. Dude, it wouldn't have been good advice if I didn't take it myself. I'll put it that way. I knew it would work because I've used it myself. There's a reason I openly admit to being a fool. Always nice to take a break from the norm. Exactly! Like, I know that I'm coming back and just doing the same stuff that I always did, but that doesn't mean that there isn't new stuff in the pipeline, because I've had some time to think. Once a true ever, so that's a nightmare. I quite like it. I'm only gonna load this up on, like, with this pile of wood and then bring it over, because I know the truck tends to be a bit tip happy. Gotta blow out in the log trailer. Yeah. JWE? What's JWE? Oh, Jurassic World, no. It's not a game that I've all that much interested in. I've watched Rugby. See you, Glengar. That's my dad happy then if the rugby's starting. Wait, no. It's all in the one. Is it this button, 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 this button? I know there's a button to... For some reason it's not giving me the console controls. There we go. Ah. There's the tension belts done up. Only £11 on Steam. Thing is, I've got X-Plane now, and that costs significantly more, and I've got add-on planes and stuff, so... I'm not all that interested in other games at the moment. Like, I've been going absolutely ham on X-Plane in my free time. Just enjoying the physics and the way the game works. There we go. Best part of the trailer's frame got a bit bent. That's not good. I didn't remember this having a second camera there, but okay. What's it like compared to FSX? There is no comparison, Ozzy. It's a completely different world of flying. If you got FSX and you're looking to upgrade, or you're looking to get into flight sims, go with X-Plane. Although if you've got like a ton of paid add-ons for FSX, go with P3D. If you're looking to just get into flight sims and not spend too much money and have a really good system, go with X-Plane because it's better than FSX. Just so much better. Graphics are better, flight models better, everything's better. This, I believe, is where I'm going, yes. Flight sims are more like crash sims when you play them. That's the thing about flight sims, is you have to know, like, actually what you're doing. Aircraft, the aircraft are much more detailed than FSX. There's not as many, like, base game vanilla aircraft. Like, you got the obvious 172, a couple of Beach, 737, 747, an MD-80. Just straight away in the game you get Mad Dog, which is really nice. Love the MD-80. A few helicopters, microlight, and I think a float plane or two as well. I never use floats. But there's no like career mode. You literally just like hop in and fly wherever you want. Mission based, no. Oh, the trees have been replaced. Very nice, Roy. Looking forward to that. Like, I like what you were going for, but it becomes quite difficult to steer, and you kind of have to go in cab to get up this road properly. Like, I like the kind of you know, leafy canopy idea that I think you were going for, but it just doesn't. Why is the camera so high and so to the right here? Like, the camera's offset up and to the right for some reason. X-Plane isn't mission based, but if you want, you can get like, or you can sign up to something called FS Economy, which is what I'm doing, and you can like generate your own flights from that. So, for example, I flew a completely ridiculous flight that would never happen in real life. Heathrow to Le Bourget in Paris. In a Cessna 172 last night with, I think it was like 3 passengers. Hey Oxy, how'd you get this map? There you go. There's a link in the chat for you. You gotta sign up to PCSG though, but it is one of the sites that I would say is trustworthy. As picky as I am now, PCSG is trustworthy. Landy's been keeping me up to date with all things Marwell, Oxy. I've been hearing all the trials and tribulations you've been going through with that. Glad to hear you're figuring it out and getting it sorted for the most part now. Oh no, what did Roy say? If it's 17 they were popular so it worked. Ah, yeah. No poplars makes a headache. Like, straight up removing a type of tree is just a headache. I'm gonna have to be vague here because I don't want this number 1 going public and number 2 Giants finding out about this. But Landy sent me a screenshot of one of the sell points. Is it what I think it is? Or what we both thought it was? And we both figure if we keep it on the quiet, that then nobody, including Giants, will figure it out, and Giants can't fail the map for it. It's just a little Irish map. Irish Lads map. No, this is by Cavalier Roy, Farmer Ollie. The name, yes. It's on FSUK as well. I did not know this was on FSUK. I just provided the link that I used to get the map. That it's as easy as anything else. But if it's on FSUK, yes. Ah! Yeah, I was shocked when I saw that, Oxy, I'll be very honest. Yeah. Wasn't expecting it. Can I... This is a really dumb idea. Can I lay this down nicely? No, I obviously... Oh, there it goes. I tried. It is good to have landmarks that people recognize, but shall we say the way the Giants test sometimes, it's better that people don't immediately figure out what it is. Unless they kind of have an inkling that they know what it is immediately. Yeah, Maypole is available on PCSG as well. I had a look at it, but I wasn't... Oh god, what have I done? I had a look at Maypole and it just wasn't... Just didn't sit... I don't want to say it didn't sit well. Didn't agree with me immediately. Generally, like, I give maps a shot, and if they don't immediately, like, sit well with me, I don't play them, because I'll just find things that I hate constantly, and it ends up with bad streams and bad content, and the map looking bad as a result. Or me looking bad if it's, like, a really good map and I'm just finding things that I dislike because the map just doesn't agree with me. So you might notice throughout FS19 that I'm not playing necessarily the most popular maps, but maps that all kind of have some sort of theming to them, most likely. The theming will be the map sits well with me immediately, and I just get this immediate feeling of, oh, I can do things with this. There's nothing worse for me than coming into a map and saying, well, I've got to play this, but I have no idea how. Can I ping this up into the claws properly, maybe? No, that pinged the other way. How was Christmas? Relaxing. Very nice and relaxing. I took a couple of days away from what I'm now going to call the big rig, my main PC. And played about on my new netbook. My new toy, which, come to think of it, there we go. See, I usually like maps like that, it's just that it didn't... I usually like really limited type maps, but it just didn't immediately grab me, I suppose, didn't speak to me. In fact, some of my favorite maps have been just really, really limiting, and some of my favorite series that I've done have been just me putting insane limits on myself. No, that's the wrong way, Dave. There you go. You guys didn't see anything there when I was saying that's the wrong way. I was pushing the control the wrong way. You're still trying to use... Why are you still trying to use GE7, Ozzy? GE7 is Giant Center for 17. Every new game, GE increases the base number by 1. So FS21 or whatever the next farm sim game will be GE9 point whatever. That's all you had? Did you not look on the dodgy sites? Because, like, the beta for GE8 was out on them. Or the... I say the beta, the original V1.0 of GE8 was out on them. GE7 wouldn't be able to open a 19 map because there's new defs in there. Can I grab this up? Both of these? Nope, just the one. Okay. That went better than expected. I need to get G8 at some point and have a fiddle with it. See what all the hullabaloo is about new mapping things and certain things being made easier. I won't be making my own map, but it'll be useful for doing edits outside of the in-game terraforming system that I can make permanent. It stopped snowing this week. Bad good news, it stopped snowing. Bad news, it started melting. It's been really warm the last few days. Like, for the time of year, like it was... I looked at the forecast last night and it was supposed to be 14 degrees here today. Like, that's not weather you'd expect outside of the summer, almost. Like, that's insanely warm for December. That's freezing, says the Aussie. I don't think we've had a... Yeah, I don't think we've had a day that's been in the negatives temperature-wise yet. We usually do sometime around the middle of November. What's gin? That's a kind of... It's either a kind of alcohol or a card game. It really depends on context. GDN. Giants Developer Network. It is where you can download G. Why does this happen now suddenly? Sorry, my controller is having a bit of a spaz. There we go. My controller was having a bit of a freak out and not recognizing that I was trying to press 2 buttons at once for some reason. There we go. Yeah, good enough. Just a disclaimer, Dave is still dead, he just came out of his coffin for the day. Well, I'm only just after having... I'm still only having my coffee, so... Kind of. Also, my webcam's in the wrong place, slightly. There we go. I'm still having my morning coffee, so I'm still kind of dead. Turkey breakfast? Noodles. The last of the noodles, so tomorrow I'll have to make a sandwich or something. I did have on the new mods on the mod hub yet. I was talking to Landy about this last night specialty. And I said straight up, don't expect, like, I don't expect mods until kind of... See, Ozzy? Kind of mid-January-ish. Because Giants are on their Christmas break now, and that's why there's nothing new in the mod hub, but... You know, they've got to have time to chillax. They deserve it. They've had a rough couple of months. Between launch and then the post-launch mayhem, that was the first couple of versions of the game. Can I'm gonna try and dislodge a log here by... What? Oh, there's a tree stump there. I'm gonna try and dislodge that log that's sticking out by, like, hitting a couple of things. So I'm just hoping that it dislodges the way that I want it to. This is actually working, this ridiculous plan of hitting the log off a few things to get it to just scoot down, so... There we go. That actually worked perfectly. Hey, blonde lizard. What could go wrong? As it turns out, nothing. Ignore that. I'm kind of surprised nothing went wrong there, but nothing went wrong. It's your birthday tomorrow, you got a mini fridge, Forza, and a joystick for Farm Sim. Very nice. There was an attempt for wrong. I don't know what you mean. I do like how you gotta take the corners at actual sane speeds now. I don't, but I like how the physics encourage it. You know, my silly super speed driving is punished now, which is definitely nice. Welcome back, Jimmy. Where did I get this vehicle? It's base game specialty. Base game. It's in Forestry machines. Man TGX 26.640. Hey JKD. Michael, hello. Hey Chris. I'm good. How a dude? I'm doing good. How you doing, dude? Good Christmas? It was enjoyable. Nice and relaxing. Especially now that I've got a second, smaller computer that I can do portable things with. Good, you can't sleep? Why can you not sleep, Chris? Surely it's late enough for you to go sleep. Hey, Bob. Stop. Perfect. I keep forgetting over here that there's no confirmation on the wood cell, so it just kind of magically happens. Hey, CD, how you doing, dude? Hope you had a good Christmas. Did you get anything nice for Christmas? I got a netbook. Is Dave confront dead and this is his twin brother, Bave. RainbowDave Gaming. It's been an accident. I think I can use this tree here just to the right of the truck as we're looking at it. Yep. Yep, that worked exactly as I had hoped. When in doubt, use the crane. Right, let's actually go in cab so you can see what we're trying to do here. Because replacing poplars with other trees is not necessarily the best idea. There we go. So, some sound advice for map makers: don't replace poplars with I think they were oaks, because it just creates a mess. Which map is this? This is Riverview. It's the same map Landy's been on, Bob. If you've been watching Landy's streams, it's the exact same map. We're just playing it in two vastly different ways, as far as I'm aware. I think he's using slightly bigger equipment. I'm using mainly logging equipment, actually. Just to be different. I think this is the first save ever where I've started off doing logging. Like, as the very first thing I did in the map. Other than, like, running around and exploring. My lorry reminds you of a chocolate lorry. Well, it should, because it's brown and so is chocolate. Right. I have an idea here. I don't know if it's a good idea, but I have an idea. Let's rent the New Holland of... Wait, you can change wheel brands? The Michelins look better on that. Let's lease this. Let's lease... This is going to be a bad idea, but I'm going to do it anyway. Let's lease... this. Is that a mod? The truck or the map? The map is a mod. The truck not so much. I've got very few modded vehicles so far. Is this map any good? I like it. It's not the greatest map in the world, but it's very good. Hello, Silva. Any news on Pleasant Valley? I don't mean to be rude, but I don't care about maps that are based entirely upon scripts. Upon fabric scripts and stuff like that. I'll use fabric script, I'll use factory scripts, I'll use like factory placeables, but I won't really play maps that are based on having factories in. And as far as I'm aware, Pleasant Valley is one of those maps that are just factory maps and production maps. I just don't find them enjoyable. This should speed up our log loading quite significantly. This is the plan, is we're going to load the logs with this because it's going to be hopefully faster. Don't know if it actually will be, but the hope is that it'll be faster. Your sawmill had pallet production. Why? Like it. Oh, this is. Yeah, this is going to be a lot faster because I can just shove them into the. That there, and. This is not going to be faster because I didn't. I've run into them at an angle and it's just not worked well, has it? So it's time for plan B. Plan B is not going to work either. Because I can't, like, grab them from this side and pull them backwards. Oh, maybe. This isn't going well at all. This is typical Dave does forestry. That's gone kind of well. We've been lately just taking time off, enjoying Christmas. Hey, Tig. Like, I'll be back today and tomorrow, and then Monday is really 50-50. Monday I won't know until Monday. It really depends on kind of what's going on around the house on Monday. Tuesday is just no. I'm writing off Tuesday already. What did I get for Christmas? I got a netbook and lots of clothes. And some chocolate. And I think a few other little things. Too much... Yes, too much Coca-Cola. I will be on such a caffeine high that I just won't be able to stream. That's totally what'll happen. Best case maybe Wednesday. Wednesday is like 90% sure. Tuesday is like 99.9%. Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. Do I think console will get a money mod? I don't know. I think with the amount of people asking for one, probably, but having spoken to Lars, actually about that specifically, it's like, he doesn't quite... I think he's got a similar opinion to me, which is the money mods are a bit kind of pointless in a way, because, like, just play the game and enjoy it. I know the PC we can cheat up money very quickly, but that's because we've got access to consoles, and you know, we got access to the console and we got access to XMLs and stuff like that. But the intention on PC as well, because there's very few money mods ever out on PC, is just to play the game. Earn what you get. The fact that I use cheat mode and, you know, tweak money, and Landy does the same thing, the fact that YouTubers do it is because it's a lot easier to set up a series with custom tractors and stuff like that. But if I wasn't playing on YouTube, I would totally just be like working my way up. It's not great for setting up your... You know, the thing is, if I wasn't on YouTube, I would totally work my way up on every map. I would never ever cheat money in. Which I know might sound crazy considering it's me, but it's true. Can I just nudge that one log? Just that one. Good enough. You've had too much coke most nights. Oh dear, Michael. Why do I have a pink Valtra with green rims? Why don't you have a pink Valtra with green rims? Why are you asking about my pink Valtra with green rims? It's stylish. It's the new top trend in Valtra paint schemes. You know, maybe I should have parked the truck up there somewhere so that it'd be easier to get to, but... You need some grape juice for Christmas. I had some grape juice too. Technically. Hey, police march. Question should be, why doesn't Dave have a pink truck with green rims to match? That is a good question, GD. And the simple reason is the logging truck is brown because it's the same colour as the trees. He says loading what look like grey logs into it. It's brown because wood. Can you please, like, let go of the logs? It would be highly appreciated if you let go of the logs. That was definitely faster than using the crane, but I can't say it was anywhere near as neat. Hey, Martin's photographs. Red with yellow rims? That's so boring. Go with the stylish pink and green. Just look at how stylish that is. ignore the fact the truck did a bit of an oopsie. Yeah, using the wheel loader is a lot faster, but it's nowhere near as neat. Yeah, but I can't justify pink and green as a color code. That's just because pink and green. I usually color code the trucks, to be fair. Like, across every game that I have, the trucks I get are usually color coded. I've even done it in Transport Fever before, where oh no. I've color-coded trucks to match the materials they'll be taking. This has gone extremely wrong. This is extreme levels of oopsie. When in doubt, crane it out! That shouldn't have worked. That really shouldn't have worked. GDI usually get brown slurry tankers unless they're Abbeys. Abbeys have to be like bright orange. Will seasons be in FS19? Yes. If you go onto Realism Spotting's Facebook page or Twitter or Instagram, they've had pictures up for a little while of seasons in FS19. They're working on it and testing it, so I can, I guess, confirm to you, Jimmy Does Gaming, that seasons will be in FS19. And if you get really cheeky and have a look through some of the code and some of the assets for 19, you can see a lot of stuff that you might recognize as seasons. Everything's working except recently the pedals have stopped. Any help? I don't have that the wheel and pedal set, but maybe just double check that the pedals are plugged in, I guess? I don't know how that all works. Double check the pedals are plugged in, double check the pots are fine. I always crash somewhere around here, Martin. It's fine. Crane helps. Oh yeah, tractors can right themselves now, DJ, and you don't even have to be in reverse. You can do it forward gears too. It's just this truck, the wheels are so far in and the center of gravity is so high that I actually need to use the crane. Hey, Kirk. Like, I've tried self-riding it without the crane, and it just doesn't work. Don't necessarily look into buying a new set straight away. Try googling for answers APH. Because one great thing about Google is that it usually has answers for you. And if you still need help, try maybe send Logitech a support ticket or something. And be like, hey, this has happened to my, heavy equipment bundle. Is there any reason this would happen? Is there any way I could fix it at home quickly and easily? Yeah, always Google first. Because like I was having issues with my pedals fairly recently, so I disassembled them a bit and had a look at them, and I pulled out a quite disgusting amount of rubbish from the pedals. Just dust and dirt and stuff. When do Giants come back to the office? It'll be January at some point. I think early January, but like it'll be an extra couple of weeks before mods start coming out, I think. You wouldn't be able to drive that truck. Ask Sim. Yeah, farming boy, I'll be very honest, Sim is completely clueless when it comes to tech stuff most of the time. Like, he quite often comes to me for help. Especially when it's like a wheel thing. Because I'm really, of the little group that we have, I'm the wheel specialist. Sim's the sound guy. And Landy tends to know more about engineering and cars. Second week of January, yeah, I would say that about then. Davis Sims Ghost Rider. See you, Michael. Yeah, Genie is actually right. If you search on YouTube too, usually if there's problems, there's a video of it, because that's the way things go now. It's like, I've got this problem with my wheel and I don't know how to fix it. So, could anybody like help me, please? Oh, Madam Afso at FS19. Shamrock Valley would be nice. Why didn't Giants import Class? Because they don't have a license for Class. They didn't get a Class license. Because reasons. Reasons I know, but I'm not going to go into. Namely, they had John Deere instead, which I would argue is a good reason. One of the genuine reasons is, well, they had John Deere, why would they want Class when they can bring John Deere into the game instead? They can, like... When Giants got John Deere, they stopped chasing Class, I can tell you that much. Because Class would want to be the cover star as well. And you can't have two cover stars in the game. In FS17, technically there were 3 cover stars, but if you look again, there was one, Agco. Class in FS21 instead. That would be the logical time for it to come in. McCormick. I don't see Giants even chasing McCormick, to be quite honest. I don't think the McCormick branding is worth all that much anymore. Sorry to say, I don't think it's worth putting in Farm Sim as a base game mod, I guess, base game brand. Because, like, how many McCormick mods have you seen? For orchard farming? Honestly, Ross, if orchard farming was coming in, I'd prefer to see Kubota. I know that Landy has raised orchard farming with Giants. But that's one of the huge things that they're kind of missing at the moment is orchard farming. And just kind of non-field farming in general. Be nice if Class to be DLC. That's not going to happen, Jimmy. A brand as big as Class isn't going to come in as a DLC. I know the JCB came in as the DLC, but JCB is really only properly big, I would say, in Ireland and the UK. It's, you know, outshunned by the likes of Fendt and John Deere in Germany and across most of Europe. There are other bigger brands. Class is very much a worldwide brand that they're really pushing. I mean, the only big major brand that isn't in the game now. That's a card that Giants, I don't think ever thought they'd have with trying to get brands into the game. Is like, yeah, literally everybody else is here and you're not. Newton was the DLC for FS11. Yeah, but times have changed since then, DJ. Times have changed. Giants and Farm Sim is a much bigger game than it used to be. So companies are going to make, I think Giants are learning this, increasingly bizarre demands of Giants as the game gets bigger and bigger. Because, like, now, I'd argue now, Farm Sim is in the mainstream. It's like, they've got ads on TV, for God's sake. It is no longer this little niche game that we used to play, you know, 2 or even 4 or even 2 years ago. It's a big, major mainstream product. Hell, it's the flagship of Focus Home Entertainment, or one of them. It's one of the biggest products they bring out every couple of years. When you're the flagship of a relatively large publisher, you're a pretty mainstream game at that point. Class can't be that far from coming into Farm Sim because they're in cattle and crops. I don't know. From what I heard, there's a pretty big distance between Class and Farm Sim. Or there was at one point, anyway. That said, there's a big difference between Cattle and Crops and Farm Sim as well. Cattle and Crops is a relatively small game, which, let's face it, is, you know, it's gonna have cheaper licenses because it's not gonna sell well. It's a niche within a niche. Sorry to break it to you if you're a Cattle and Crops fan, but it is a niche within a niche. It's not going to be a Farm Sim killer. There's too many people out there who play Farm Sim because it's arcadey. So, you know, Cattle and Crops isn't going to demolish Farm Sim anytime soon because they're going only for the guys who want realism. I suppose I can reveal something that I'll be doing in the new year. And that is a whole new kind of, well, I say new to the channel, I've done 1 or 2 of these before. But a new kind of video as a somewhat regular series. I don't want to say 100% regular because it'll take time to do them, but I'm going to be doing a whole new kind of video semi-regularly, I think is the best way of putting it, where I actually write a script about a topic. So it'll be kind of video essays, I guess. is the best way of putting it. And I have 2 planned out currently. One of them is almost completely scripted. One, I'd say I'm about 2/3 of the way through. Maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less. And the one that I'm almost completely done with is actually on Cattle and Crops, so that I think might be the first one I release, and then the second one will come possibly a couple of weeks later. And there's a few different topics that I want to cover in them as well. So they're going to be replacing the Dave rants about crap in stream section of the streams. Because if I get an idea, I can just jot it down and say, okay, I'll have a video on that in a few weeks, or whatever. So on top 3 simulator games, this might sound weird coming from somebody who plays Farmson, but X-Plane 11, Assetto Corsa and Project Cars 2 probably, or iRacing, but iRacing is hilariously expensive. By the Dolly and the Log trailer, I could do that, but like, I'm already making a big enough mess with this, so that's probably not a good idea, Julian. Also, hello, Brendan. How am I? I'm doing good. So, going back to what I was saying, yeah, unfortunately the rants during streams are going to go away. They're going to be replaced by video essay kind of formatted things. Where I take a topic that I would normally rant about and cover it in a more neutral fashion where I've actually thought about everything I want to say, and I'm literally reading from a script that I've written for myself. Because I got it into my head recently that I wanted to do scripted videos more. They're the best types? Well, yeah, but I'll basically be doing the rants, just with actual thought put into them. In a more condensed, streamlined format. Where instead of me just saying, no, you're wrong, I can say, well, these are, as I see it, both sides of the story, and here's what side I fall on. Instead of me just going off on a rant for 20 minutes. You're losing... Well, you won't be losing live Ranty Dave, but live Ranty Dave will be less and less as he decides to do video essays instead, where he can talk a bit more in detail and actually have time to research stuff. So, you lose live Ranty Dave getting stuff wrong, possibly. You get pre-recorded Ranty Dave getting most things right. And presenting things in a... I don't want to say neutral. In a relatively neutral manner. Because I'm always going to have an opinion, and my opinion's always going to colour whatever I write as the script, so... No point in me saying, oh, it'll be completely neutral, and then have the first video be... spoiler alert, why I think Cattle and Crops will fail. And where they've gone wrong. And why they've gone wrong. But with the script mostly written, I can tell you there's also bits where Cattle and Crops got it perfectly right. Anyway, back to the logging. You're gaining research strategy, Dave, who tries to be neutral. And presents things in... I've been calling it... I'm talking to Landy about it a bit. Presents things in kind of an editorial format. Which I still don't know what I'm going to call these videos. They might just be called... They might just have like random titles. Based on what I want to talk about. But you'll get to see what happens when I actually think about things and write a script. More interestingly, it means that I have to like record a bunch of B-roll footage of stuff. So for example, for the Cattle and Crops video, I'll have to actually reinstall Cattle and Crops. Because that's something I don't currently have installed, and haven't had installed for a while because I just don't find it enjoyable. And I prefer to save the hard drive space. Let go, you git. Start comparing it to other games. See, the problem I have with Cavalier Roy isn't that I can compare it to other games. It's that on its own merits, I don't find it enjoyable. But to be fair, when you release a farming game, or when you're thinking about bringing out a farming game, everybody's going to compare it to Farm Sim regardless. And I think it's a fair comparison, considering Cattle Crops themselves said that they wanted to go after Farm Sim with the game, so they want that comparison to be made. Get from a laptop not for gaming before Christmas to a desktop with 8 gigs of RAM and a GTX 1050. Very nice, Bob. You've got a newer graphics card than I do. Meanwhile, I went from no laptop at all and just the big rig to me having a netbook that has a 1.6 GHz processor and 2 gigs of RAM. Should I said that to Landy, I pointed out that my desktop has literally 16 times the RAM that my netbook does. No computer should ever have 16 times the RAM of another computer that you also own. But I've got a netbook that has 16 times less RAM than my desktop. See, I backed it because it interested me at first. I got back Cattle and Crops, I'll be open saying that, but it didn't go anywhere. Doesn't have G, so no fun for you. Well, they're planning on bringing out this big modding kit for it, but I don't see that ever happening, to be honest. Come on, release the logs. There we go. Why does the tree harvester have blue tracks? Because it can have them in real life, Jimmy. That's a type of track that is available for the tree harvester. I think it's for like snowy forests or something. They're like eco tracks or something. I think they're made of plastic or covered in plastic or something. But they're supposedly environmentally friendly or something like that. On a machine that cuts down trees. There's a method behind my madness here, by the way. Fear not. There's the method. I wanted to pick up the little twiglet. So we just have those few logs there to pick up, and then that's the logging done for a while. Hey, Rockabilly. How are you doing today, dude? There we go. Also, for those of you who've been looking for Project Cars, I completely forgot to record it this week because I've been chillaxing, and I didn't think of recording it last week when I was actually doing it. So obviously no Project Cars this weekend. It will return next weekend, despite the low views, which if it was a Farm Sim series I would have probably have cut it immediately. But I want to get different audiences into the channel, so Project Cars will return next weekend. Mainly because I want to play Project Cars. You downloaded Pure Farming last weekend, has some nice features, but scenery graphics let it down. Pure Farming is another one that, like, it looked promising at the beginning, but they just went in the wrong direction and it died immediately. Like, there's so many farming games that come out that just don't really get what makes Farm Sim successful. And a big part of what makes Farm Sim successful now is that they're listening to the community and, you know, giving the community what they want. Pure Farming didn't do that. They just kind of threw random features at the game and said, here, this is what people want. But that's not really what happened. Like, they did zero market research when the game came out. That was their market research. Like, that's not how you're supposed to do it. They're not bad numbers, no. Like, 100 or so isn't bad. For a non-Farm Sim game, at least. Is cheap only reason you got it? I wouldn't even get it for cheap, to be quite honest, Gav. That game holds no interest for me, and I call it pure something else, Massey, along those lines, though. Project Zomboid. I've heard good things about Project Zomboid, but I'm too addicted to X-Plane and my various strategy games to play Project Zomboid. Like, FS Economy makes X-Plane so much fun. You can guess. Yeah. I mean, you could call it many things, including pure failure. Crap is the most PG way of saying it. Yeah. I think failure is the most PG way of saying it, to be quite honest, because that's all the game did, was it released, nobody was interested, and it died a death. Because they had, what was it, 15 different bits of Day 1 DLC? Fallout 76 rings a bell too. Oh god, Fallout 76. The game that will kill Bethesda. Fallout made Bethesda, it's only kind of fair that Fallout also kills Bethesda, because that's the only way they're going with that. I played Super Meat Boy for about an hour or so before Yanis, and the keyboard controls are sloppy, and also occasionally it just completely ignores inputs and weaks out and decides you want to do one very specific thing that it just will not decide you don't want to do anymore. So I ended up with Super Meat Boy just running at one side of the screen constantly, and I could do nothing about it. Bethesda used to make good games, but they've always been bug-ridden at launch, and I think the shambles that has been Fallout 76 launch has really maybe not killed Bethesda, but it's put a lot of people off buying their games on day one. Like it's woken a lot of people up to the problems Bethesda inherently have, which is just that the quality control is non-existent. Worst game of the year is Agrisim. Oh my god, why did you have to bring up Agrisim? Problem is, Roy, I don't like zombie-based survival games. Or survival-based zombie games, I guess. Not since, like, the last one I played, I think, was DayZ, when it was a mod. And still fairly new. So, like, I haven't really played zombie survival games in a long-ass time, because I don't find zombie survival games fun. They just irritate the crap out of me. In non-bad game news, you put 4 bales in the back of Mahindra. That's... why? You thought DayZ was ancient? It is! Factorio does that too. Factorio is weird, because, like, you might recognize the name, actually, Roy. I use Catherine Sky's blueprints for, like, a lot of stuff. So I end up just kind of collecting stuff and building the stuff for her blueprints, because I'm terrible at optimizing. Every factory that I make myself is a mess. And I've been using Catherine Sky's blueprints to kind of figure out what optimization looks like. And I think I'm getting the hang of it, although I haven't played Factorio in a couple of months. Hey Yusa! Just casually falls over and says nothing. There's nothing to say! I've done that every time I've come up this way with a fully loaded truck already. There's nothing I can say about that anymore. It's just like, oh, it happened again. I need to slow down for this corner, apparently. As Dave today, Dave is good. Dave is slightly confused by the fact the stream has been so quiet in terms of views, but Dave is good. And hey, Steven. It's just part of the routine. Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I'd be in a lot more trouble if this didn't have a crane. Like if this truck didn't have a crane, I'd be royally screwed. Do you know what? I think forestry is actually a good way of making money now. You don't want to work today, springs to mind? I think it's just people are still enjoying their Christmas break, honestly. Just away for the day or something. Playing some Fallout 76. You were the lunatic that bought Fallout 76. Okay. Because I saw it on my Instant thing. Because like the one thing that I do get to see on Instant is what games people buy with my referral link. I saw Farmson 19 and Fallout 76. What lunatic has bought Fallout 76? People patching up after Christmas? I think so, yeah. It's one of those times of year where views are going to be effectively random. Main bus. Oh, my factory's always spaghetti style, Roy. Like when I'm building them myself, they're just spaghetti. And I have no idea how I get them so messed up. But it just looks like this plate of spaghetti with just things everywhere. I really need to start main bussing everything. Even my main bus I screw up. Lance Stroll got an F1T for Christmas. He's never going to be respected by the fans now, is Lance Stroll's problem, because like Daddy bought a team and now Lance drives for the team, and it really does look like Daddy bought the team for Lance. So that he could drive in Formula 1. He's never going to get the respect of the fans. Have I played Fallout ever? I've played Fallout 3, New Vegas, and 4. I've not played Fallout 76, because it's a mess, and I'm never going to touch it, because it's a mess. So I think the next thing to do is to grab... yeah. It's just to clear up the stumps that I've left behind. But like, Fallout 76 was intended as an experimental Fallout game, so I don't mind it too much. But at the same time, like, the way that Bethesda have handled the launch and everything around it has been so bad that it's really like, it's actually just put me off the game for good. That, and I don't like multiplayer only games in general, especially not when there's so much room for griefing. It's an asset flip of Fallout 4 and Skyrim. Well, it was made as cheaply as possible, because let's face it, that's the modern way of making games. You look at Atlas, which is the new game from the Ark devs. It uses a lot of Ark assets because that's what makes sense. It's the cheapest way to make a game. Sure, there's going to be people who criticize it for reusing assets from an older game, from the same devs, but it's a money saver. It saves money on, you know, hiring artists or hiring freelancers to make those, you know, assets that you already have effectively, just new. It doesn't make sense. Farmson have done the same thing for the longest time. They've, like, the quad track in FS17, I think, was the same quad track that was in FS13. So I don't see why people are criticizing some games but not others. You sure this thing was in Robot Wars? You could probably enter this into Robot Wars, to be fair. Make it radio controlled and you could probably enter... Well, you couldn't because it'd be way over the weight limit because this thing weighs a few tons. It'd be a fun house robot. Some buildings in 19 that were in 17. It's always been a thing that Giants have done, so I don't get why people are like up in arms about other games doing it. Giants have done it for years. Like map makers do it too, and like if you're gonna criticize game devs for doing it, you might as well criticize map makers. If you're gonna criticize map makers, you might as well criticize mod makers who reuse textures and stuff. It's a never-ending line there, and I don't get the point of it. You know, if they work and save time, it's great. It's functionality you go for. Looks help though. Like later on in the game, I'll be going not form over function, but looks will be kind of the top thing after does the map actually work that I'll be looking at. So it's kind of, you know, I like maps that look good and that work well. I think it's just more fun to play a map that looks good as well. If it's broken, don't try to fix it. Yeah. I think that's all the stumps ground down. I've got to do the Razor victory spin. This just reminds me of Razor with the arm raised up. There we go. Hey, Chuck! Wall's broken, don't use it and fix it, but they didn't. Well, didn't they find out that somebody had released an asset flip of Fallout Shelter because it had the same bugs as Fallout Shelter? Like, do I own this field? No, I don't. Let's just check my settings here real quick. Weeds on, withering off. Withering needs to be off. And now we just blip time forward a bit. And increase the plant growth speed to fast. Got FS19 for Christmas. Very nice, Kirk. I was on FS UK the other day and I saw this group of people that were just ripping on 19. And I'm just like, it's all well good you complaining, but you've, like, a lot of the points you got that they were trying to make were completely nonsensical. Like, oh, it doesn't look like the old games. Well, I'd hope not, because it looks better. But physics are different. Yes, because they've been improved. Oh, I don't like this thing. Personal preference. Some of the complaints that certain members of the community have are just nonsensical at best. Let's get some liquid fertilizer. It's a night and day difference. It really is. It's so much better than 17. You wouldn't even need to fix that, DJ, you just need to retexture it, for the most part. I think so, Roy, yeah. But then again, some of the people complaining are well known, which confuses me. I'm just gonna set time today. Just time. Let's make it 5 AM. Hey, Bren. I'm doing good. How are you? One thing I don't like about FS 19 is the light levels jump. Like that's something that does genuinely irk me about the game, is the jumpy light levels. I'm with you there, right? A lot of them are the same people that complain every single time the game comes out. And I really wish they'd just shut the hell up. Because this isn't a Valtra, this is a pink and green John Deere. Because like that's all they ever do. Not a smooth, yeah, that's I think something that needs to be worked on is the light transitions need to be a bit smoother. There's no point in me ripping on the game and just saying this is crap, this is crap, this is crap. There's stuff that needs to be improved, sure. How bright they make everything look. See, that's the bit that I like about them, is everything's bright and shiny and looks good. They're weeds, aren't they? Well, I'm glad that I needed to go back to the shop anyway. Let's grab a weeder. Grab the big boy. I do like how Giants make everything look kind of bright. It makes one of the how do I phrase this? One of the criticisms I've seen about 19, and it's one of the ones that I just don't agree with. Inherently, just don't agree with. Is well, I agree with, but for the opposite reason that I think. Is that it makes it look like a toy game, and it makes everything look like toys, and I'm like, yes, it does. It makes me feel like I'm playing with giant model tractors, and that's amazing. See you, Jimmy. Like, it feels like a giant model tractor set, and that's awesome. Like, you see other games, other farming games that come out and the tractors all look like they're made of plastic. These look like they're actually made out of the materials they're supposed to be made out of. Sure, they're a bit bright, but meh. We'll set up narrow tires, please. There we go. Gotta take care of them crops, yo. This Valtra does not... This is the smallest Valtra you can get, by the way. The second smallest, and it just doesn't care. This is almost as good as the armor truck for just not caring about what's going on. What time is it? Nearly 7 o'clock. I think what we're going to do is we're going to weed the field. that the field I created was in the last stream or the stream before. I think it was the last stream. And then we'll call it a day. And the magically changing jumping engine sounds on MP are also quite annoying. But that's like they are, I think, fair criticisms because they're based on actual facts. Like sounds randomly change in MP. Yeah. The light levels jump. Yeah, they do. Are they stuff that breaks the game and makes it unplayable? No. Are they fair criticisms? Yeah. Are they stuff Giants could fix? I don't know about the MP one, but the light levels, probably. There we go. Weeds can go bye-bye now. This, by the way, is why I bought the, I bought the narrow wheel so that I wasn't killing the crop. But I do like how the weeders work in FS19. I just like how they look and how they work. I kind of wish, though, I don't understand why this isn't a thing, but just Nigo's don't affect playability. Yeah, it's just kind of polished things that we're complaining about. Question is, will they be fixed? Maybe, maybe not. Like, you can't look at this and tell me that it's not pretty. I think part of the problem is people maybe don't understand that PBR does make things look a bit shinier and a bit more colourful than they would be in reality. Because PBR isn't perfect and it just kind of, it's a very rough system. It looks great, it makes games look great, but it is a very rough system inherently and it's not perfect. Like, gonna compare it to another game real quick. X-Plane uses PBR, and X-Plane 11 specifically, and some of the stuff in it looks hilarious in the middle of the day, in daylight, because PBR isn't perfect. You know, it looks hilariously colourful, or hilariously shiny, or hilariously whatever. You know, PBR ain't perfect. You're never gonna get something that's perfect. Yeah, the engine one's only from the last update. It might just be that they, you know, one line of code is affecting it, so it might already be fixed internally. But you can't tell me the farm sim doesn't look good with the PBR turned on and HDR and all that. Although I will say the HDR is occasionally a bit odd. The HDR does seem to like overexposing stuff. It seems to be set up more like a camera than a human eye PBR. Not PBR, HDR. Because it seems to react very slowly to changes in the light, which a camera would. Whereas the human eye generally reacts fairly quickly. Which is a nitpicky criticism, but a fair one. The HDR is still very much a new thing. It's not something that's generally... It's not something that's used by a lot of the big AAAs because it's still kind of experimental. So I'm going to applaud Giants for using something that's really cutting edge technology. But that is going to do it for the stream today. It's been a bit of a chill stream, just doing a bit of Forestry stuff because I wanted to de-rust from the Christmas break. And if I take too long of a break from streaming, then I get very rusty. So today was a nice de-rusting stream. Kind of glad that it was quiet, annoyed that it was quiet at the same time. Would have been nice to have more people in here just chilling out with me and chatting, but I'm not going to complain about a stream that didn't annoy me. I didn't rage, I didn't have any major issues, there were no trolls, so I can't really complain. You thought I just started? No, I've been going for nearly 2 hours. Stephen, you're showing up at the end! I've been going for nearly 2 hours. I think, shall we spray this? We'll spray this field as well, why not? Let's do a quick change of plans, spray the field as well, even though in theory I should be finished. Let's do a quick extendo stream. But yeah, if you stream, you might know this yourself. If you take a few days away where you're not streaming and not doing anything stream related, you kind of get a bit of rust going on. So it's nice to have a bit of a quieter stream to kind of de-rust and just get back into the swing of things. So hopefully I'll be streaming tomorrow, and hopefully it'll be a bit of a busier stream. But I think for today, what do I need to do this evening, or for the rest of the day? Oh yeah, I need to sort stuff out. Do I use a steering wheel? Usually yes, but today, tired of starting and learning what does what. Yeah, imagine like knowing everything that happens, but just being a bit rusty and not really being on the ball, I guess is the best word. It's my favourite tractor, Massey 135. Starting to stream is the easiest bit. Have I finished with MP now? I might do MP tomorrow actually, Martin, now that you mention it. Tomorrow will possibly / probably be my last stream of the year, 2018. Just because I have no idea what the plan is for Monday around the house. I know my sister's on nights tonight and tomorrow night, and Monday's just absolutely up in the air. I have no idea what's going on. Plus I want to watch Map has no seed before it. Bag is operational now too. BGA is operational now too. Yeah, that can be sorted out next time I'm on, or next time admin's on, Martin. But that is going to do it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. Until next time, stay safe and goodbye.